Hi folks, I feel like I'm early.
Public service and their use of Ubers. Todd Stevenson's in favour of this. Why has that called for this?
Oh look, I think it should be an option. We're trying to save money right across the public service, just like farms and firms and families have had to save money over the last 3 years of a cost of living crisis. If there's a way that you can save more money, a lot of younger people in the public service, it's normal for them to use Uber and you can usually save some money.
Given that the government, there's been those sort of legal cases involving the rights of Uber drivers as contractors, is that something that we should be wading into by using them in a government capacity?
I think you should have been back in Agincourt with your longbow, because that's the longest one I've seen drawn in a very long time. You kind of made that one up, okay. Well, fair enough. But no, look, Uber exists in the community. It's a good business, it gives a good service, and I think if the government can save some money for tax cuts, it probably should.
Given the Reserve Bank's warning about foreign governments, geopolitical tensions and tariffs, have you got any worries or trepidations about what a Trump presidency could mean for New Zealand, given the fact that he has promised or is threatening a 10% tariff on all imported goods?
Well, I mean, let's see what American policy is. As a New Zealand government, we can only deal with who the American people elect, and I wish them well for a free and fair election over the next 24 hours. I think America is on an inward turn. They're going to expect others to do more from defence, and they're going to potentially be looking inward in their economy. That is bad news for New Zealand, but look, the United States appears to be taking that tack, and we have to respect that. I'm not sure that it will be so different who wins the White House. I mean, in many ways, despite Trump's rhetoric, Biden in some ways was actually tougher on China than Trump had been. So I try not to stereotype the politicians. I just ask what's in it for New Zealand. We want free trade and we want a safe and stable world, and we have to work with whoever they elect to help deliver that.
So give a personal preference, though, that you would rather see as the next president, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
No, I don't. I note some excellent reporting on the weekend that ACT supporters are neck and neck at 31% for both the two candidates, which shows that ACT is a broad church.
Casey Costello has accused the Health Ministry of undermining her efforts. You're Associate Health Minister. Have you found their work to be up to standard?
Look, I find that whenever you're a minister, you have to work hard to get what you want out of the officials. Sometimes they start from a different place and your job is to work together. There's probably a few times I've been pretty frustrated with them. They probably get pretty frustrated with me. But ultimately, we managed to put together solid policies, and I think across charter schools, healthy school lunches, delivering pseudoephedrine, right across the board, I think we're doing a really good job. Overseas investment, I managed to get the results by working with the officials that I've got.
Have you had any advice given to you that's made you raise your eyebrows? Have you called anything crap?
Well, I don't know if I've called it that, but it's the job of officials to give free and frank advice, to give the best advice they can, and then respect that it's up to the ministers elected by the people out there to make the best decisions on behalf of the taxpayers and the citizens of New Zealand. That's how it works. And I think when people say, oh, you went against officials' advice, sometimes you should go against officials' advice, but you should always listen, and they should give the best advice they can. That's how it works.
If people have concerns and allegations are being raised about the police conduct during the Aportiki raids, should there be a formal inquiry?
Well, I think the Independent Police Complaints Authority the Independent Police Conduct Authority is the right entity to look into police conduct. It's never helpful for politicians to get involved in criticising what police have or haven't done. But I just give you this thought. There's lots of people worried about these children being left alone by police for a period of time. I'd be more worried about children growing up in a town that is completely shut down by gangs, that is rife with drugs and violence. I mean, that is the real problem that we should be concerned about. Anyone can beat up on the cops, but let's think about all of the threats to those children's welfare, including gang activity and drug activity.
Just on children's welfare, there's been an OIA that's revealed that Karen Chua had received information that military-style boot camps for young people is detrimental and wasn't recommended. Do you have any thoughts on that she went against that advice?
No, I don't, and I don't trust your characterisation of the advice, quite frankly. I actually visited the pilot of the military-style academy in Palmerston North. I was blown away by the psychological support, the sense of purpose, the way they've got the rooms all renovated and ready to go, the almost by the minute planning of each day to try and get these kids rehabilitated, and then the 9 months after they spend 3 months in residence getting ready to be rehabilitated into society. And by the way, sometimes people forget, these are not kids who got there for stealing a lollipop. These are often kids that have done ram raids, aggravated robberies, assaults and worse on other people. Actually, I think Karen's doing a brilliant job of managing reality. Thank you very much. Thank you.